Good morning. Great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Again, the beautiful reminder of choice that you have, that I have, that we all have. And again, what is that choice about? It's about how we're going to think about what we're going to make things mean. It's about pivoting. I haven't used that word in a while. It's about being able to make shifts as you maneuver through life to shift your perspective. That's how you're supposed to live. But unfortunately, most people, when they live their lives, they're locked in a cycle where it's more the same way of thinking, which delivers more of the same way of feeling, which delivers more of the same results, the same outcomes. That's not how you're supposed to live. Unfortunately, that's been conditioned in us. And we're here to break that pattern, to maneuver through our lives, to help you to maneuver through your life, to be able to shift that in your life. This is why we study what we study. This is why we've put into play books that we've published, like there's no such thing as self-sabotage, or even this incredible program, Emergence, is to shift that inner narrative inside. And what's beautiful is once you use it, once you apply it, and if you apply it consistently and persistently, you know what changes? Your life, because you've changed how you're thinking. Remember, you don't become what you think about most of the time, you become how you're thinking most of the time. And how you're thinking is based on what you believe to be true and the habits you have. Change that, your life changes. And that's why we study what we study. Now, what have we been studying? We've been studying this beautiful gem here, The Secret of the Ages by Robert Collier. If you don't have a copy of this, make sure you do get a copy of it. And when you do get it, yes, read it. Yes, study it. Yes, underline it. Yes, highlight it. But more importantly, beyond all of that, apply it in your life. Remember, we're here to shift you from being an information collector to an information implementer. That's what's going to deliver the change you seek. Not by knowing it, not by saying, oh my gosh, that's really great, wonderful, it's inspiring. Yeah, those things are all good. But no, what's better is when you use it. So use it as if your life depends on it. You know what? Because it does. All right, so let's get into this, shall we? Type in the comments, I'm ready if you're ready. I'm ready. So let's do this. Let's go into this beautiful gem from where we left off. One, two, three, boom. All right. Okay, so the page that we're on right now is page 128. I mean, 129. I'm sorry about that. 129. Now, I want you to notice what he says here. He says, the law of compensation is always at work. It's always at work, regardless of whether or not you're knowledgeable or ignorant of it. It gets enforced regardless of whether or not you're knowledgeable or ignorant of it. Man is not at the caprice of fate. He is his own fate. You are your own fate. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a woman thinketh in her heart, so is she. As you thinketh in your heart, so are you. So are the results of your life. We are our own past thoughts with the things that these thoughts have attracted to us added on. Now let's repeat that again. We are our own past thoughts. And what he's talking about in terms of the I am that he's talking about there is not you being your true identity, the essence of who you are. What he's talking about is what's being externalized, how that's based from how you're thinking. So when he's saying we are, what he's saying, our outcomes, our results, our income, all of that is all about the things that these thoughts have attracted to us added on. The successful man, the successful woman has no time to think of failure. He's too busy thinking up new ways to succeed. You cannot pour water into a vessel already full. Now, all about you is energy, electronic energy, exactly like that which makes up the solid objects you possess. The only difference is that the loose energy around you is unappropriated. It's not claimed, it's not organized. It is still virgin gold, undiscovered, unclaimed. You can think anything you wish. You can think anything you wish into gold or dross, into health or sickness, into strength or weakness, into success or failure. What shall it be? There is nothing either good nor bad, said Shakespeare, but thinking makes it so. The understanding of that law will enable you to control every other law that exists. It is also to be found in the panacea for all ills, the satisfaction of all want, all desire. It is creative mind's own provision for man's freedom. Now, again, let's sit in what Shakespeare said. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. Everything just is. Everything is fundamentally meaningless. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. It's the meanings that you give things, no matter what it may be, that determines how you feel. Those feelings are the attractive force in your life. Now, here he asks this question. Have you ever read Basil King's Conquest of Fear? If you haven't, do so by all means. Here is the way he visions the future. Taking him, Jesus, as our standard, we shall work out, I venture to think, the following points of progress. A, the control of matter in furnishing ourselves with food and drink by means more direct than presently employed. And as he turned water into wine and fed multitudes with loaves and fishes. B, the control of matter by putting away from ourselves by methods more sure and less roundabout than those of today, sickness, blindness, infirmity, and deformity. C, the control of matter by regulating our atmospheric conditions as he stilled the tempest. D, the control of matter by restoring to this phase of existence those who have passed out of it before their time, or who can ill be prepared, be spared from it, as he raised three young people from the dead, and Peter and Paul followed his example. And E, the control of matter in putting off and on at will, as he in his death and resurrection. F, the control of matter in passing altogether out of it, as he in what we call his ascension into heaven. Now, what does all of that have in common? It all has in common this energy that's there, of which you have access to, I have access to, we all have access to, which can do some crazy, miraculous things. Remember, miracle is a word that has its root in miraculum, and that's to bring something forth that's extraordinary or something that's not seen as normal. All of which he's saying can be brought about by a shift in the state that you're in. Mortals are healthy or unhealthy, happy or unhappy, strong or weak, alive or dead, in proportion that they think thoughts of health or illness, strength or weakness. Your body, now touch your body, okay? Your body, like all other material things, manifests only what your mind entertains in belief. In a general way, you have often noticed this yourself. A man with an ugly disposition, which is a mental state, that's interesting, will have harsh, unlovely features. One with a gentle disposition will have a smiling and serene countenance. All the other organs of the human body are equally responsive to thought. Who has not seen the face become red with rage or white with fear? Who has not known people who become desperately ill following an outburst, a temper? Physicians declare that just as fear, irritability, and hate distort the features, they likewise distort the heart, stomach, and liver. Now, we've seen this in people. It ulcers. They don't feel well inside, all because of a narrative inside. I mean, they give medicine for this for people with high blood pressure, stress, which causes illness. The whole point is it starts within the mind, and you have control over that. Now, before we proceed further, for those of you who are watching this live stream and would love to access more of the remainder of these live calls and also access the replays, then do yourself a favor and go to elevitality.com and register for Mastermind. You will thank yourself later.